Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see class 9 chapter 1 from Ganita Manjari book. And here the chapter name is Orienting Yourself, the Use of Coordinates. So what is coordinates? First, we need to know what is the use of coordinate. We all know one use already. It's nothing but it is used to locate the particular place. So what we have studied in our social, latitude, longitudes, all those are imaginary line, horizontal line, vertical line. So we have lots of grid over a globe. So the intersection of latitude, longitude helping us to identify a particular location. So the same concept is nothing but the coordinate geometry. So we'll go into the topic now. Next, we are going to see something called 2D Cartesian plane. Before that, do you all remember this? What is this? It's a number line which we have used in our smaller classes to represent a particular number or to do any mathematical operation using a number line. We have used it. But over here, it is of only one dimension, right? But in our coordinate geometry, we are going to use two dimension. That is why we are using giving the name as two dimension Cartesian plane. So we'll see what was that. So over here, see the horizontal line is x-axis and the vertical line is going to be y-axis. So there are two dimension. This is one dimension and this is one dimension. So we are using two dimension on coordinate geometry, and both these lines are intersecting at one point. That's nothing but the origin. And what is coordinates? That we need to know. That means we are going to mark a certain point. So you will be having like this x comma y. So this is the general form of coordinate. So maybe I'm having 1 comma 2. So what is 1? 1, always the first number will mention the value on x-axis and the second number will mention the value on the y-axis. Okay. So what is the first number? Which is 1. So you have to see 1 on x-axis. So you extend this line. So it is going to meet 2 on y-axis, right? So from 2 we are getting another line. So both are meeting at this point. So just put a dot and circle it, and you can write the point over here. So they are known as coordinates, right? And since this two dimension plane, that means the 2D Cartesian plane, they both are meeting and intersecting at origin, and it is making totally 4 quadrants. So what are quadrant? Over here I can say this is splitting. The Cartesian plane is having totally 4 quadrant. So how this 4 quadrant is actually coming? The x and y axis are intersected. After that you will be getting the fourth part. So over here we will say the first quadrant, over here it is second quadrant, and over here this is third quadrant and fourth quadrant. So by seeing the coordinate, I can say this particular coordinate will lie in which quadrant. So that will be so easier for us. So over this area, full area is going to be first quadrant. See this full area, whatever coordinates are coming over here, they are belongs to the first quadrant. So just look into it. In this x comma y, we need to write. What about our x value? So x is over here, right? So everything from starting from 0 towards the right hand side, all are going to be a positive value. So x is going to be positive. What about y? Y is also from this 0, it is going till infinity. So here again I can say this y is also positive. So in your coordinate, if both x and y are positive, then that particular point lie on a first quadrant. Maybe in the second quadrant, what about the signs? X is going to be negative and y value is going to be positive. So whenever your x is negative, y is positive, it will lie on a second quadrant. What about the third quadrant? Both x and y are going to be negative. And what about the fourth one? X is positive and y is negative. So this is how we can classify the quadrants based on the given point. This is the one more thing. And I can even have a point like this. So what point? Just I am giving one point over here. 0 comma 5. Okay. And then over here I will keep 3. Okay, 0 comma 3 and then 3 comma 0. Okay, so they, we have 2 points. So where these 2 points will lie? Can we find it? So 0 comma 3 and 3 comma 0. So just take the first coordinate. The x value is 0 and the y value is 3. So on x value 0, where it will come? Over here it will come. If I make a line over here, it is going to meet the y-axis at 3. So I can mark over here and make it as 0 comma 3. So what we are finding from this, if the x value is 0 for some coordinates, then that particular point lie on y axis. So now coming back to the second one, 3 comma 0. So can we see how where this 3 comma 0 is going to lie? Our x value is 3. Okay, where is 3? Over here. And what about y value? It is 0. So we are going to join from here. So here our coordinate lying, which is 3 comma 3 comma 0. So from this what we are understanding, if the x value is 0, the particular coordinates will lie on y axis. If y value is 0, the particular value, that means the particular coordinate will lie on x axis. So this is one more thing, and we'll start with, these are all the basics, so we'll directly start with the exercise. Let's see the exercise now. Yeah, the first question over here is, if D1 R1, so they have given one picture over here, and D1 R1 represents the door to Rayan's room. So where is D1? Here, over here, and R1 is over here. Okay, how far is the room from the left wall? That means, what is the left wall? This is the wall they are talking about. It's nothing but y axis of so from the left wall of the room. Yeah, so now we can find what is the distance from left wall to the room they are asking. So what is the meaning of the distance? So I can find, this is the distance, right? Can I mark over here like this? Yeah, obviously it's a distance, but from y-axis you need to find the distance, means the distance will come in a horizontal line only, obviously, right? From vertical distance means the line will come from the horizontal only. See, y-axis is vertical and the door is starting over here. So from vertical line, that means from y-axis, they are asking us to find the distance. So how you will find the distance? In between how much distance you have, that is what you will be finding, no? So we are just marking it. So first we will find the value over here. So at this point, this is nothing but our left wall. So the point is 0 comma 0. It is mentioned over here. What about this D1 value? That means the coordinate. This is 8, right? So 8, since it is lying on x-axis, we can put the y value as 0. So it is 8 comma 0. So what is the distance from 0 comma 0 to 8 comma 0? Can we find that? 0, by seeing only we can get what is the distance. It is 8, but still as a procedure we need to do, right? So what is the distance between 0 comma 0 and 8 comma 0? So we are going to take, the distance is a horizontal distance, so we are going to compare the x values, so 0 and 8. So if you subtract 8 from 0, you will be getting the value as 8. So what is the answer for this? 8. And in the same question, we have one more. How far is the door from the x-axis? The door is itself is lying on x-axis, and what I can say, both are getting coincide. Then how can I find the distance, right? So if there is one point over here and there is x-axis, we can find the distance. But over here, the x-axis is also here, the door is also starting over on the x-axis, so we cannot find this distance. The both point are coinciding, so I can say the next answer as 0. And the second question, what are the coordinates of D1, which we already defined, which is 8 comma 0. Since it is lying on x-axis, the y value is 0. And the next question, if R1 is the point 11.5 comma 0. So what they are saying, this R1 point, so the door this side, another end of the door, which is 11.5 0, how wide is the door? So they are asking us the width of the door. So how can we calculate? So D1 R1 is the door, right? I will write D1 R1. So what is D1 coordinate? It is 8 comma 0. What is R1 coordinate? It is 11.5 comma 0. So what is the distance between these two? This is what our question. So how can we find? Since it's a horizontal distance, take the x value and subtract it. So what is the difference between 11.5 and 8? It's nothing but 3.5. So how wide is the door? It is 3.5. And do you think this is comfortable with for the room door? Yeah, of course, right? Mostly 3 cross 4, 3 feet, 4 feet only the doors will be. So it's fine. Yeah. If a person in a wheelchair wants to enter the room, if will he or she be able to do so easily? Yeah, of course, right? It's comfortable place only. And the next question is, if B1 0 comma 1.5, where it is B1? Yeah, over here. I'll take another color. So B1 is over here. So they itself given the point. It is 0 comma 1.5. Why 0? Because it is lying on y-axis. So it is 0 comma 1.5, not 11, 1.5. And B2 is 0 comma 4. Yeah, 0 comma 4. So this is nothing but if B1 B2 represents the end of the bathroom door, so it's actually the bathroom door. Over here the hinge is there, B1, this is the end of the bathroom door. That is what they are mentioning. Is the bathroom door narrower or wider than the room door? So now I need to find what is the width of the bathroom door. So bathroom door, first we will write B1, what is the point? 0 comma 1.5, and B2 0 comma 4. So what is the width of this? Since you are finding the distance between this, it is the vertical distance, right? So we are going to compare the y value. So what is the difference between 4 and 1.5? So it's going to give us as 2.5. So what is the width of the bathroom door? It is 2.5, and we already know the room door width as 3.5. So what is the answer over here? Yes, the bathroom door is narrower than the room door. So these are the answer for our first question, which belongs to exercise set 1.1.